Well, at the moment, really, my health is not that really good, and I try to sort out my health, to be honest, to go back more to work because I got a
Okay.
few problems
So
and
how is your health condition stopping you from being able to look for work or to work at?
well,
What is stopping you from being able to work?
well, I do have a problem from 8 years ago from the NHS because I have been growing hair, so that means then I had a few hair, then I pulled it, then I broken, and they was growing under the skin, so they was making the skin bumping, and the good dermatologist at the hospital, he said that then no, I had growing skin, so he done the cryotherapy, burn my skin, make my skin harder in many different points, and this didn't help because obviously I had the ingrowing hair under, and it's 8 years that I'm suffering of this on my private parts, and obviously it's itching and pulling because the hair under there, and when it's too much hair on my head, I try to open my skin, I try to get the hair out, bleeding, and everything is not nice. Just because the NHS doesn't want to do nothing regarding this negligence, then they done on my skin.
Right.
So
Yep.
for this any moment then I feel itching and pulling, I have to try to get the tweezers to open the skin, try to remove this hair, then itching because it's too much on my head, and it stopped me to do other things, obviously, because I'm sitting or I'm lying down or whatever in a stupid.
So is the problem just in one area? Is it or is it in more areas on your body?
Is in my private parts near to the scrotum. You can imagine on that area was gonna be when you feeling itching and pulling. Plus, I had the surgery 1 year ago, even more. For the biopsy, and they remove a piece of skin and they close it with ingrowing hair inside with the stitches. I'm not telling you what the hell I've been passing for a year and a half. Plus
it must be very, very annoying and very painful. So I completely understand. Let me just ask you a couple questions. So is it like a constant pain, or is it something that comes and goes depending on if it's flared up or whatever?
Well, the itching and pulling is almost quite constantly till I'm not pulling out the air. Then it is obviously is the air is inside the skin. The air is connected to the skin. The skin is connected to the brain, so everything is connected. It's telling my body is telling me. Then there is a itching, ingrowing hair under the skin. Then is doing my head.
Yeah. And then when you worked before, so this has been going on for 7-8 years, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was the last time you were able to work?
It was around 6 years ago, something like that. But it was I tried to manage to working, but again, I can't sleep properly. It's pulling and itching, waking up in the night, taking hot bath, try to making the skin soft, open the skin, bleeding, removing hairs, removing stitches, night, day, three time hot bath a day. So this is one. It's something.
It's hard for you to keep up. What kind of work did you do before when you were working?
I've done many different jobs. So if you want to let me start in, I'm a dental technician qualified. I've worked for 9 years. After that, I've worked for 6 years in transport logistic deliveries, but I can't do no more because my back, obviously. After I've done 6 years managing my own clothing shop, selling English brands, Merck, Ben Sherman, Lambretta. But even when I was here and I was more healthy, I sent an email to the shop, Ben Sherman shop that was looking for assistant manager, whatever. I didn't even have no reply after I sent the CV, blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Zero. Nothing.
So do you think
Yeah.
you would be able to do any of those. Let's say a job where you're more sitting down, or you're at a computer or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I wish to have the chance to making to go back on my job and making crowns and bridges as a dental technician in ceramics. That you can do it from home, but need the money to do that. Need the money for the course to do the course for the new techniques. Is for two days, whatever is 3,000 something pounds. Plus you need the oven, you need to buy all the ceramics, the things, you need to have your table and everything, and you can work in and do your things, and you can work in partnership with dentists.
And would this be something that you would be able to do from your home?
That is something that you can do from home because it's not taking big space and everything, but it's taking is the big money to restart in that. That is the problem because, like I say.
Yeah, no, you need the funding and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not simple. Oven for ceramics is not cheap. All the ceramics products, all the different colors and this and that, everything is another story. Plus, it's depending if you're doing with the metal capsule under, or if it's only ceramics. If the ceramics is so strong now, then no need to have a capsule, metal capsule behind there to attach to the teeth.
Yeah. Okay, no, I understand that. I mean, there's a lot of
technical things. Then anyway, it's long time. Then I'm not doing it, but I do remember everything. But anyway, so yeah, that is.
Yeah, you would need to kind of like learn the new techniques. You know, there's a lot of startup because it's a business. But before that, do you think you would be able to do maybe some part-time work in as a dental technician, like in an office? Like, let's say if you did it twice a week or something like that.
But there is no dental laboratory here in Enfield.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm just trying to explore what you
that's
the
main problem here in London. There is a few dental laboratories, and I don't want to explain myself the way that they run in the laboratories and the way that they treating people to working under them.
What about some other kind of role where maybe you'd be working from home, like an admin role, where you'd be sitting down at the computer and you could work from home?
Eventually that is gonna be better. So if I can manage it myself, because I can feel much better to be independent than working under someone else. To be honest, because I had all my life bad experience.
Just to start, to get back into the working field, get back used to working again, to start something slow. And
I don't have no problem to go back to work. It's depending what is the type of work, obviously, because even from here, after all my experience coming here, dental technician qualified, managing my own clothing shop and everything, I ended to work in a warehouse, picking and packing, and they treated me like a donkey, ignorant donkey. And after a month and a half or whatever, the stupid Scottish supervisor for the third party agency, recruitment agency, then he was acting like a dickhead with me, making stupid comments and everything, because he was thinking that he was owning the place and everything. He can say anything to anyone as a human being.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend for you to go into warehousing anyways, because that's something that's going to be difficult for you to do with a lot of pain. We're trying to explore.
It's not that. I'm 53 years old. Based on my experience, I will not going back. No way, 1 second inside a warehouse to be treated like an ignorant donkey in this country for £9 an hour and breathing dust all day.
No, and I wouldn't, even recommend that for you.
Not even my son. Then he's 19. He went to work for Macro. He want to go back to working for the donkeys because he's more intelligent. they will, again, like I say, it's depending. When before I was more healthy, and they sent me to do CVs and this and that and everything, and I asked help to find a job on what I have experience. They couldn't find one job.
Yeah, I mean, we might not be able to find you a job as a dental technician because that is a little bit more niche, you know, and some of the roles that we provide are
but
lower.
that is only one. That is only one. Is the first one after my qualification as experienced job. My last job in Italy before coming over here, I managed my own clothing shop for 6 years, selling English brands. But there we go again. The job center, with all the connection and everything, he couldn't find me a job in the retail.
What about like maybe a supervisory role in retail? So maybe not a manager, but one step a bit lower.
I know by now.
Like I
know by now. With my problem with my spine, how I can be able to do that?
So you say do you have a fit note from the doctor?
Yeah, I do have a fit note from the doctor. I have a split disc now, and is hurting me and everything. So it's not easy for me moving, walking every day.
How long is the fit note for?
Well, the fit note is going on from a while because of my conditions.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, if when they're gonna sort it out, the skin problem is one problem less for me to looking for work. So then I can put my mind, my concentration to working and no more stopping to do what I'm doing. Like I'm going to Tesco at 10 o'clock in the evening to get the dog food and something to eat for the day after, because there is no people, there is no lot of traffic and everything is more quicker for me and everything, and I'm losing less time, so then I stay less in pain and everything around the walking and everything. And what I was saying, and I ended stay for 1 hour more sitting in the car park, in Tesco car park, in Pounders End, in the dark, but with the light of my phone on and the tweezers to open my skin, to remove any growing hair, because in that moment it was so itchy. Then I had to try to take them out. So that can be that a normal situation from a human being after the negligence done from a doctor. Then the other doctors or whatever ever is there. If they, I don't know if they come in from a farm growing potatoes or whatever and claim themselves doctors and everything, then they just ruin the life of people. Then they can sort it out my skin, so then I don't have to lose my concentration and my time to open my skin, bleeding and removing ingrowing hair because they burned my skin previously. So that is what
I understand that they did something.
NHS is an industry, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't work for the NHS, so I can't speak for them or anything. I just only work.
I do understand, but I try to explain to you the situation, in the situation of people that are individual, yes. So I try exactly. So I try to explain to you my situation, yeah.
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 Let me just tell you a little bit about the program. I think that maybe I'll tell you about the program and then we'll see. So basically with the program, it is first and foremost a work program. So it is to help you find into work, and the end goal is to get you into work. But what is different about this program is that, you know, if you have a health condition, which it's geared specifically for people with a health condition, that we go at a much slower pace. So we try and support you through that health condition and help you manage the condition while also looking for work. I think maybe in your situation, you're still right in the middle of it, you know, the pain, and you say you have a fit note for quite a while. So it might not be the right time for you, because the program is 15 months long. And we say that we want to get you into work within the next 15 months. It doesn't have to be next month. It doesn't have to be in 6 months. It's at your own pace.
I do
If
understand.
you feel,
I've been already in a program. First time 6 months, whatever. No, or 1 year because I didn't know English. I need to learn English. And do the job search, CV, blah 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 blah. Done all of that, and after another 6 months going on that place and stay there, sitting in front of the computer all day, wasting my time, not find nothing. Advisors don't find nothing. I've already passed on that process, to be honest, and what I've achieved from that. As me as a person cultured, educated from a college with a qualification, going there and having people as advisor, then they have less experience than me as a human being working in different fields and everything, even responsible of myself. Managing my own clothing shop for 6 years, buying clothes, all the new collections and all these things and everything. From people then they almost never had a job, whatever, having a job, an office job, talking to me, and after, you talk to me, and after, when I say to you, can you find me a job for what I've been studied? No. Can you find me a job for what I've been working for? No. So
I mean, the jobs are a bit more, shall we say, simple jobs. You know, we can do admin roles. There's teaching roles. There's care roles and things like that. So what?
In this country, yeah, I've tried as well. Yeah, I've been a football coach. Yeah, so I've done my qualification for football coach and everything. Yeah, so start working with adults. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Do you know as Italian, yeah, and I know how to play football, and I bring to the team where I was coaching, the best player then was my son, because he was playing with both of feet, yeah, and everything, and he can play anywhere. He was money for nothing, a difference than the other kids and everything. I haven't been treated like a donkey again, only because the owner of the teams, he just was focusing making money, and what is happening? He crashed after a few years again. That shows.
I mean, I can't say anything about that. I don't really know much, but I think the main point of this program is that you would have to meet with a key worker, which is like a work coach, once a week or once every 2 weeks. These can be over the phone, but most of the time they are face to face. If you are struggling one day, then to leave the house and things like that, they can do the appointments over the phone, but in order for you to get better engagement. So I think maybe at the moment, I mean, It's up to you. If you want to join the program, we're more than happy to help you. But I think maybe at the moment, if you're not going to be able to say that you will be at all the appointments and to engage with your key worker, then it's almost a waste of time, just because once you come on the program, you can't join it again at a later time. You can only do each program once. So it might be better to wait a few months when maybe you're feeling a bit better, and then you can get something out of the program. But again, it's up to you. If you're willing, if you want to join now and you think that you can commit to engaging on the program, then we can refer you, no problem.
I don't think then, based on what I can do, to be honest, then I can join, because needed not just the time, but needed to move and do things and everything. And at the moment, to be honest, if one day I can't move because my back is hurting, what can I do?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're having a bad day, then that day we could do the appointment over the phone. But are you having more bad days than good days is the question.
Yeah, but
are you having more days when you can't move than when you can?
How do I know when I can't move? My back now is hurting. I'm just sitting here. I just went out to the shop here to buy food for the dog, and I don't know even what my dog is got. Then she's old as well.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just meant in general. In the past, like in the past month, how much have you been having more days where you feel like you can't move, or do you have days where you feel you can?
I move during the day a little bit because I have to move. I can't stay sitting online all the time because obviously it's gonna be worse and worse. So I try to move. It's depending when he's hurting less. I try to move. Obviously, if he's this morning I wake up, my back hurting because I try to wash something in the bath. So I was bended down to washing and a few clothes. And it was hurting my back after when I woke up this morning. It was hurting. I took a long hot bath, try to release the pain and everything, but I'm still in pain. And plus my skin is itching. Try to open my skin to removing these few ingrowing hair. Then they are quite long because I can feel it and the itching too much. And when it's like this, so anyway, so
okay. So like I said, if you do want to be referred in the program, we can do it. We can try and find you some working from home roles, admin roles. That's the only thing I think at the moment you might be able to do. But again, it's up to you. If you want to be referred now, we can do that. If you want to wait a few months and see how you feel, and then you can always speak to your work coach later and say, okay, now I'm ready to be referred to the program, and then she can do it at a later time.
Yeah, I think it's better to wait a few months because I still waiting as well this call from the hospital to see if they can do something on my skin and everything to sort it out the skin.
Okay,
because
no problem.
I make a complaint as well to the hospital about all of these 8 years of history of negligences on my skin and everything, and they're supposed to have already replied to me, but they didn't.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know.
But like I said, when you're ready, you speak to your work coach again, and then she'll let me know, and I can call you again, and we can go over things if you have any questions or anything else that you want to know about the program when you're ready for it. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thanks, bye. Zinzi, amore. Cosa c'è? Hai mangiato la pappa? Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è, amore? Cosa c'è, bambi? Cosa c'è, amore? Cosa c'hai? Cosa c'hai? Vieni qua, cosa c'hai? Cosa c'è? Gne. Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è, terremoto? Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è? Vuoi ancora pappa? Se non sei piena? Tirati su. Che barato, ma che barile che sei. Dai. Amore. Patata. Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è, amore? Cosa c'è, patata? Cosa c'è, amore? Cosa c'è? Cosa c'è, patata? Hai mangiato tutta la pappa? Hai mangiato tutta la pappa, amore? Ne vuoi ancora? Vuoi anche questa, vuoi? La vuoi? La vuoi o no? La vuoi, bambi? Vuoi anche quella di pappa? Vuoi anche quella di pappa, amore? Cosa vuoi? Bambi? Amore. Cosa vuole la bambina? Vuoi grissini? Vuoi due grissini? Li vuoi due grissini? Li vuoi due grissini, amore? Li vuoi due grissini? Sì? Devi andare fuori? Devi fare la pupù? Devi fare la pupù? Gnà, gnà. Devi fare la pupù? Andiamo fuori? Devi fare la pupù? Devi andare fuori, amore. Andiamo fuori? Dai. Dai.